What's up, guys? It's Matt back here with Fishing Arkansas. Today I want to talk to you about a little bit of fall tactics and what I like to do to catch big fall bass. Just sorry I'm a little undressed. I just got to a friend's house. We're going to head out on the lake later today and try to catch some donkeys. And had a late night last night, come home, got off the water at about 7, a little bit of night fishing. Caught a few fish. It wasn't a spectacular day by any means, but today's going to be a lot better. Just going to talk to you for a quick second about my rods, reels, and line setup for everything. This time of year I like to throw a little jig. It's more of a finesse jig than a flipping jig. It's a Fire Tiger color. It's got the watermelon red Kitech crazy flapper to trailer it up, and I like to throw that on around 10 to 12 pound monofilament. I've got that on a 6-4-1 Wally Marshall by Lew's. It's got the it's a 7-foot medium heavy rod. I like a fast action tip to where I can really play them if need be. That's my jig setup. I really like this rod. It handles great. It's got enough backbone to really get the fish out of the water. My next one, I like to throw a little Texas rig every now and then at night. This has got 10-pound monofilament on it. It's a 7-foot medium heavy as well. This is the TP1 speed stick. It's also by Lew's. It's got the 7.5 to 1 gear ratio on it, just because I'll sometimes flip this one over and throw top water on it if need be. I enjoy this rod and reel. It's a great setup. This one, I haven't had a lot of problems out of it. I'm not too fond with the micro guides because they will freeze up in the winter, and that is a problem around here. Every once in a while they'll freeze up on me. Do like to fish a lot of tournaments during the winter, so they kind of get in the way every now and then. But other than that, they're great. Next, my bigger crankbait setup. Right now I've got the Livingston crankbait tied on this. It's in the. I'm pretty sure this is the. Yeah, this is one of their newer crankbaits. It's the one that's got all the new sounds and stuff in it. I'm throwing this on a medium light. No, I'm throwing this on a medium Mach 1. Paired with a BB1 5. This is a 6-4 to 1 BB1. I really like this rod with this crankbait because it's easy to play the fish. I don't feel like I lose too many fish with this rod, but throwing that on 10-pound monofilament as well. And then I'll switch over to one of my spinning rods. This is an eye rod. This is the Genesis 2. It's the Fred's Power Fitness. It's a great rod as well. It's a 7'1" rod. It's paired with the Lew's Mach. This is the Mach. Yeah, this is Mach 1. I thought this was the Mach 2 just by looking at it. I got braid on this just in case we got a bunch of strappers around our area in case I hook into one of them. You never know. That's a great rod reel combo. It's got 20-pound braid on it. My favorite setup for this time of year, if you can't tell by the teeth marks that are on this one, it's a square bill. And the story behind this square bill, and it's got a good story to it. I bought this at Academy for 48 cents. And most of you are thinking, well, what good's a 48-cent crankbait? Actually, I've had a lot of luck with this 48-cent crankbait. I've made some minor improvements to it, changed the color of it with what most people would believe is retarded. I used a Sharpie. And if you can't tell, they absolutely ate the paint off of it. This is also in a brim color. I actually broke the bill last night, so it's gonna be time to go find some more. They absolutely love this crankbait. It's very similar to the KVD 1.5. It's a great rod, or a great crankbait for this time of year. Really comes through the brush nicely. Okay, this is powered up with the Lew's 7-foot medium fast action tip crankbait rod, and it's got the Lew's American Hero reel, which is a 6-4 to 1. I can't really complain about either one of these two. They've done me really well, especially for the price of the American Hero. It's a great reel. It was a recent pickup actually. And here's my other top water setup. This is what I like to throw my top of my big walking baits on, and this has got 20-pound braid on it as well. It's a Spook with, this is one of my newer rods. It's a 7-foot medium light fast action tip. I really like to have something where you can, it has enough backbone in the medium light, even on a long cast I can really get into them. I got this paired with a 7:1:1 gear ratio reel. It's also loose. It's the SSG 1H. It's a little bit of an older reel. I've had it for a little bit. And here is Old Reliable. If they won't hit a top water, they'll definitely hit this. Oh, this needs new line on it. This is a fluke. And the reason I have a fluke tied on is not only for top water fishing, but around my area, actually, there's this kind of grass. And when this kind of grass gets in the way, it gets all soggy and it's all slimy and nasty. Don't want to throw a crankbait in it, don't want to throw a jig in it, because you get caught up in it consistently. I actually just threw this little combo together the other day on my way down here for this trip. It's a 7-foot medium light, fast action. I threw a little Shimano on here. It's a little Shimano Sahara 1500. It's a great all-around reel. Needs a new line, that's for sure. It's got some garbage line on it, but I got this paired with 8-pound monofilament. We got my drag set nice and loose in case something, big decides to eat the fluke. I'm throwing this on a 3/0 hook. Probably should be throwing it on a 5/0, but I couldn't find any on my box when I tied it on. It's really a spur of the moment kind of thing. It's just a 3/0 zoom. It's a 3/0 hook with a zoom swimming fluke on it, or super fluke on it. Really a great bait for this time of year, because I can throw this up in docks, and those fish that are reluctant to eat a crankbait will eat this, and it's really a great tactic in the fall. Fall bass are very aggressive. They're gonna come get it. They're gonna eat it. And around my area, they're feeding on a lot of shad and a lot of crawfish. Sorry about that. These 3 right here that I didn't really pick up. They're just some extra rods I kind of got laying around. Buddy of mine didn't have any rods with him when we went the other day, and I had the boat behind me. I was just got done coming off the lake and went and picked him up, and we decided to go back. And this is a little Jimmy Houston SLX rod. It's a 6.6 medium heavy. I mean, it's a really good flipping rod. I like to flip with the shorter rods, so that way I can make shorter flips and have more backbone in them. This is actually one of my favorite jigs. It's just a little Strike King swimming jig. It's got that paired with the Rage Crawl and the coffee. It's got the coffee scent in it. Got those big old flappers, really make it move a lot of water. It's the watermelon red. This is also in a Fire Tiger color. And got a couple other rods down here that I let him use. This one, you'll probably laugh at me. It's got a 2.5 on it. It's just a little medium heavy casting rod. It's a Berkeley, just something I picked up. No, this is a Cherrywood. Just a little rod I picked up. It's paired with a Black Max. This one's paired with a loose reel. If I don't know if I got to that or not. This is a rod company that I gave a chance back in the summer. They hit me up saying, "Hey, we want to try to get a rod company going, or try to get a rod deal going with you," because they knew I had a real deal with Lew's at the time, and hadn't really got a rod company. These are called what are these? These are the Nanos. Major Craft makes these. They're I can't really complain about them, to be honest with you. I have a couple of their bait casters that I just really can't complain about. They've been great rods for me. I just got this. We went out and fished some lights that were in the water at night, and at the lights they really like to eat a little swim bait. So I got that tied on. But these Major Crafts are really not bad rods. They're really limber tips. That's the one thing about them that I don't really care for, is that it's really limber, extremely limber. Other than that, I mean, they're great rods. I've lost a few fish that probably wouldn't have lost if they would have been on a little bit stiffer rod, but you can't really complain. This is one of my favorite reels. It's the Lose Speed Spin 200. It's a great all-around reel. I can't say that I haven't had good luck with this reel, because I really have. I haven't broke this reel. I put this reel through a lot. Casts great. It's got a great line capacity on it. Hey, looky there, I caught a leaf. Ain't even gotta go to the water, we're gonna catch him. No, I'm kidding. I didn't have time to grab my camera last night, but on this crankbait, we caught I think it weighed 12.8. It was a drum. And my buddy set the hook on it, and he's like, oh my gosh, it's a giant. And when it came up, it kind of swirled. I just saw a flash of gold. I was like, dude, you got a 10-pound bass. That's easy 10 pounds. And got it up to the side of the boat, and it came up. And it had been staying down, so we didn't really get another good look at it. When it come up to the side of the boat, just a big old drum. He was so disappointed. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, dude, you might as well cut the line. I care less about that crankbait. And he's like, no, I'll get it. And got it out, and he sure did. And I was very amazed with with how well that rod fought him. You could hear the old drag on this BB1 just to getting it. He did it. He fought it great. It was an overall great night last night. I think I caught 12. My best five would probably go around 15 pounds. So I mean, it was all right night for 3 hours. Got this new boat here. It's a new Skeeter. It's a 2015. It's new to me. I mean, it had one owner, but the guy that had it before me, didn't really do a lot of fishing. I think he said it had like 3 hours on it. So I mean, he didn't do a whole lot. It's got the Yamaha 150 show on it. Great motor. Can't complain about it. Other than that, I mean, it's paired with it's got two Lowrance 9.5s on it. There's the rod setup. Can't really say anything. It's paired with the Minn Kota. I love it. Love everything about this boat. Wouldn't change it for anything. I'll show you something that some of the anglers they were complaining about, but I've really found it to be so much easier. Instead of having a transom saver, I've got the new, I'm not sure their exact names, but they're just they just clip in there. And you got, this came off of prolure.com. It's just a little easier way of having a transom saver. Just gonna pop it on there and trim down instead of having to bend down and hurt